Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there? Or struggled to remember someone's name just seconds after meeting them? How about that moment of panic when you blank out during an exam, an important meeting, or even while telling a story? Well, you're not alone. This happens to everyone. But what if I told you it doesn't have to? Imagine being able to remember anything you want, whether it's names, dates, grocery lists, or important facts, effortlessly. Here's the truth. Your memory is the key to success in almost every area of life, at work, in school, in your relationships, and even in your confidence. And the good news? You can train your memory to work for you, not against you. Your brain is way more powerful than you think. Did you know that your brain can store around 2.5 million gigabytes of information? That's like watching 300 years of non-stop Netflix. Insane, right? But here's the kicker. Most of us don't know how to tap into that power. And when we forget something important, like someone's name, a test answer, or even where we left our keys, it's not because our memory is broken. It's because no one taught us how to use it properly. Well, that changes today. In this video, I'm going to show you the science, psychology, and practical techniques to train your brain to remember anything. Names, dates, grocery lists, and even those tricky facts for school or work. Let's start with the basics. How does memory actually work? Don't worry, I'll keep it simple. Your memory works in 3 main steps. 1. Encoding. This is where your brain takes in information, like when you meet someone or learn something new. Think of it as your brain snapping a picture. But if the picture is blurry, like when you're distracted or not paying attention, you won't remember it later. 2. Storage. This is where your brain organizes and files the info for safekeeping. It's like saving a picture into a photo album. If the album is messy, it's harder to find the photo. 3. Retrieval. This is when you try to recall that info, like pulling the photo out of the album. But if you forgot where you put it, you're stuck. Your brain doesn't save all information the same way. It uses different types of memory, depending on what you're experiencing. But here's the catch. If your camera's blurry, the photo will never be sharp. If your cloud storage is disorganized, you'll lose the file. And if you forget the password, well, goodbye memory. So we're going to fix all of that. Here's how. Types of memory based on senses. Visual memory, seeing. Do you find it easier to remember faces, colors, or charts? You might be a visual learner. Example, you see someone's outfit once and can describe it in detail weeks later. Auditory memory, hearing. Some people remember sounds better than anything else. Example, ever hear a song once and can hum it perfectly days later? That's auditory memory at work. Kinesthetic memory, doing touch. Do you learn best by doing something hands-on, like assembling furniture or practicing a skill? That's your brain remembering through movement. Olfactory memory, smell. Smells are tied to some of the strongest emotional memories. Example, the scent of cookies might instantly remind you of your grandmother's house. Gustatory memory, taste. This is tied to food memories, like how one bite of a dish can bring back an entire experience. Find your strength. Most people lean towards one or two of these. Think about it. When you're trying to recall a happy moment, what comes to mind first? A picture, a sound, a feeling. That's your dominant memory type, and knowing this will help you pick the best strategies later on. Now that we know how memory works, let's talk about why we sometimes forget. And spoiler alert, it's not because you have a bad memory. Your brain is just doing its thing. Here's why. Lack of attention. Let's be real, sometimes we're just not paying attention. When someone introduces themselves and you're thinking about what to say next, or if your hair looks okay, your brain never even saves their name. Pause and focus. Repeat their name out loud. Nice to meet you, Sarah. This helps your brain encode it. Information overload. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with info, texts, emails, notifications. Your brain can't save everything. Give yourself time to process new info. After a conversation or a meeting, take 30 seconds to recap what you've just learned in your head. Our brains can only handle so much at once. Imagine trying to carry 20 bags of groceries at once. Some of them are bound to drop. Break info into smaller chunks, like dividing a grocery list into categories: fruits, veggies, snacks, stress and anxiety. When you're stressed, your brain focuses on survival, not memory. This is why you might blank out during a test or a presentation. Practice deep breathing or meditation to calm your mind. A relaxed brain remembers better. Lack of sleep. Here's the deal. Sleep is when your brain organizes memories. If you're skipping sleep, it's like cramming papers into a drawer without organizing them. Prioritize 7 to 9 hours of sleep, especially before learning something new. No emotional connection. Your brain loves memories with emotion. Things that make you laugh, cry, or feel excited. If the info feels boring, your brain might decide it's not worth remembering. Make it personal. Connect new info to something fun, weird, or meaningful. 1. The visualization trick for visual learners. Turn what you need to remember into a mental picture. Example: if you're remembering milk, apples, and bread, picture a cow holding an apple while standing on a loaf of bread. The weirder the better, it'll stick in your mind. 1. The humming hack for auditory learners. If you remember sounds better, try saying info out loud or turning it into a rhyme or song. Example: need to remember a phone number? Sing it like your favorite tune. Act it out for kinesthetic learners. If you learn by doing, add motion to your memory. Walk around while studying or use hand gestures to explain things to yourself. Smell and taste associations for olfactory, gustatory learners. Tie a smell or taste to what you're learning. Example: chew a specific gum flavor while studying, then chew the same flavor during a test. The scent can trigger your memory. Powerful memory hacks. Let's start with chunking. Normally our brains can only hold about 7 items at a time in short-term memory. But here's the trick. If you group information into chunks, it's easier to remember. For example, instead of trying to remember a phone number like this, 416-553-7289, break it into chunks, 416-553-7289. Boom! Your brain loves patterns and groups. Your brain loves weird stuff. Turn boring info into a silly story. Example: need to remember milk, eggs, and bread? Imagine a cow drinking milk while riding a loaf of bread with eggs for wheels. This is an ancient trick used by Greek philosophers, and it's crazy effective. Imagine a place you know well, like your house. Now assign the things you want to remember to specific locations in that house. For example, if you're memorizing a grocery list, milk is on the couch, bananas are hanging from the ceiling fan, and bread is in your shoe rack. The crazier the visual, the better it sticks. Try it, it works. One more example: put homework on your couch, laundry on your bed, and call Mum on the fridge. When you need to recall them, imagine walking through your house and picking them up. Okay, here's the deal. Cramming doesn't work. Studies show that spacing out your learning is way more effective. Review what you've learned at increasing intervals. 1 day later, 3 days later, then a week. Apps like Anki or Quizlet can help with this. Trust me, you'll thank me during exam season. Now this one's a game changer. Most people just reread their notes, but that's passive learning. Active recall is when you force your brain to retrieve information without looking. For example, after reading a chapter, close the book and quiz yourself. It feels harder, but it's scientifically proven to strengthen your memory. One of the best ways to remember something is to teach it. Pretend you're explaining it to a friend, or even your dog. The more senses you involve, the stronger the memory. Draw pictures, say info out loud, or even act it out. Step 3. Psychology hacks to stay motivated. All right, let's talk about motivation, because none of this works if you're not consistent. Here are 3 tips to stay inspired. Use the Zeigarnik effect. This is the idea that unfinished tasks stick in your brain like glue. Start small, even just 5 minutes of studying, and your brain will want to finish the task. Make it emotional. Emotions are powerful memory triggers. Connect what you're learning to something you care about. If you're studying history, imagine living in that time period. If it's a formula, think about how it could solve a real-world problem. Gamify your progress. Turn studying into a game. Set goals, track your wins, and reward yourself. For example, after 30 minutes of focused work, treat yourself to a break or a snack. Your brain loves rewards. It's wired for them. Philosophy of memory. Now, let's get a little philosophical. Why do we remember some things and forget others? It's because memory isn't just about facts, it's about meaning. The great philosopher Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." So, make your learning meaningful. Ask yourself, why is this important to me? When you attach purpose to what you're learning, it sticks longer and deeper. Here's something cool. Forgetting isn't all bad. Your brain actually forgets on purpose sometimes. Why? To clear out clutter and make room for more important info. Think of your brain like a wardrobe. If you kept every piece of clothing you've ever owned, it'd be impossible to find your favorite shirt, right? Forgetting works the same way. It helps your brain stay organized and focused on what matters. Want a memory that's sharp and reliable? It's all about taking care of your brain. Here's how. 1. Sleep well. Sleep helps your brain organize memories. 2. Eat brain foods. Blueberries, nuts, and salmon are amazing for memory. 3. Exercise. Even a 20-minute walk can boost your brain power. 4. Mindfulness. Meditation has been shown to reduce stress and improve memory retention. Even 10 minutes a day can make a difference. Improving your memory is like working out at the gym. It takes practice, but every small win makes you stronger. Start with just one trick from today's video and build from there. Start small. Pick one thing to remember today, maybe a name, a fact, or even what you need from the store. Use one of the tricks we talked about and watch how it works. Remember, your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. You've got this, so don't give up. You're already on your way to becoming a memory master. Here's what we covered today. 1. How memory works and the different types of learners. 2. Why we forget and how to stop it. 3. Fun, easy memory hacks like chunking, silly stories, and the memory palace. 4. Brain-boosting habits like sleep, exercise, and meditation. Which trick are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe for more brain-boosting tips. As always, keep learning, keep growing, and stay amazing. See you next time. Bye.